weekend?
You did.
Everyone
Thank you.
good?
How are you doing? Do you
I'm
have your hours
good. I
sleep?
guess we're doing 60 minutes tonight, but I'm not sure we're going to be in the plane. We may be midstream, we'll see. But I think they did a good job. We'll let you know. We'll see how they cut it. So, do you have any questions?
On Nigeria, just wanted to ask you, do you envisage US boots on the ground?
Could be. I mean, a lot of things I envisage, a lot of things. They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world, very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Mr. President, what's going on with Russian assets, would you say? Are you going to use those as a negotiating tool? What's Europe
Russian
saying
assets,
on the frozen Russian assets? So what are you planning to
Is
use?
this a totally different question than Nigeria, I
Yes,
assume, right?
different.
That was quite a turn. I'm not doing that. What happens is, I guess Europe and Russia are having discussions. I'm not involved in those discussions.
Will your administration provide Ukraine long-range Tomahawk missiles? Is that
No.
something that you're not considering that?
No, not really.
Mr. President, on Friday,
If it happened, I could change, but at this moment, I'm not.
what would be the final straw for you that proves that Putin is really not ready to end this?
What?
What would be the final straw for you that proves that Putin is really not ready to end this war in Ukraine?
There's no final straw. Sometimes you have to let it fight out. They're fighting it out. It's been a tough war for Putin. He's lost a lot of soldiers, maybe 1 million. That's a lot of soldiers. And it's been tough for Ukraine. It's been tough for both. Sometimes you have to let it, just get bought out. We have, I've settled 8 wars. I thought that one would be easier than some of the ones we settled. And by the way, we got 3 hostages back. The hostages were so sad. We're talking about dead bodies, which people call hostages, but I don't know what you'd call them. I spoke to the parents. We got Nutra, from New York and from the United States, and I spoke to his parents, and they're thrilled in one sense, but in another sense, obviously, it's not too great. But we're very happy to have done it. We got 3 bodies back today that they found, and we're looking for the remainder of the bodies.
Are you going to go to the Supreme Court on Wednesday?
What?
Are you going to go to the Supreme Court for the tariffs?
No, I think it's the most important decision, one of the most important decisions in the history of our country. Because without tariffs, without our being able to use tariffs freely, openly, and in every way, we would suffer tremendously from a national security standpoint. The national security of our country is at stake. It's the biggest, I think it's one of the biggest decisions in the history of the Supreme Court. Other countries use tariffs against us. If we weren't able to openly and freely use tariffs against them, I'll give you an example. China. That was going to be a disaster for the world, and I was able to settle it very quickly, very easily, because I was able to use tariffs. It's total national security. And economic health is also part of national security, by the way. But without tariffs, our country would be in great jeopardy.
So will you attend the oral arguments at
No, I don't think so, because I don't want to call a lot of attention to me. It's not about me, it's about our country. I'll be going to Miami. I'm going to make a speech in front of a large group of people in Miami, and said I wanted to go so badly. I just don't want to do anything to deflect the importance of that decision. If we don't have tariffs, we don't have national security. And the rest of the world would laugh at us, because they've used tariffs against us for years and took advantage of us. And you see what's happened. We've become wealthy. Our stock market hit a record high on Friday. A record high. It's hit 48 record highs during my term. And a large part of that's because of tariffs and our good trade deals. Without that, you couldn't make a good trade deal. And we were subject to being abused by a lot of other countries, including China, for years. Not anymore. Tariffs have brought us tremendous national security.
Venezuela, is there a deadline for Venezuela to act against these alleged drug gangs?
I don't ever set deadlines. I do what I do, but I don't set whether it's Venezuela or anything else. I don't set deadlines.
You said that it's not true that you've made a decision on striking in Venezuela, but are there actual plans for those strikes in the near future?
Well, how can I answer a question like that? Are there plans for a strike on Venezuela? Who would say that? Supposing there were, would I say that to you honestly? Yes, we have plans. We have very secret plans. Who would say that? You know, what kind of a question is it? Look, we'll see what happens with Venezuela. Venezuela sent us thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people from prisons, from mental institutions, drug addicts, and so did other countries. That's the bad. I mean, other countries did it too, because we were run by very stupid people, very, very stupid people. Biden was the worst president in the history of our country by far. We had open borders, and many countries, the Congo, many countries, they sent their prisoners. They sent prisoners, they sent drug dealers, they sent drug addicts, they sent anybody that they didn't want. They sent them through our country. And Venezuela was one of the worst abusers. So
Democrats say that the way that this shutdown ends is if you directly engage in a negotiated deal on extending these ACA subsidies. That's
well, all they have to do is open up the country. You know, we voted 14 times to open the country. We have voted 14 times to open the country, and they vote to keep it closed. All they have to do is vote to open the country, and we only need 5 Democrats. We have a lot of Democrats. We only need 5. But the Republicans have voted 14 times to open the country.
You directed your lawyers on Snap. You directed your lawyers on Snap benefits. You put out that True Social post on Friday, directing your lawyers to look into whether or not you can move around funds. What did they get back to you to find out if
Well,
you can change
it's a
those?
much easier situation than that. If they vote to open the country and it's opened up immediately, we don't even have to think about that.
Mr. President, I wanted to ask about Prince Andrew in the UK has had his royal titles stripped away because of the Epstein scandal. I know you're close to the royal family there. Do you have any thoughts on
I
what's
feel very
happening?
badly. I mean, it's a terrible thing that's happened to the family. That's been a tragic situation. And it's too bad. I mean, I feel badly for the family.
Are you still planning to meet with Jensen Huang? Have you spoken with him after your talk? Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, the CEO of NVIDIA?
Yeah, I've spoken to him. What about it?
So are you planning to meet with him? You said when you
I
were...
mean, look, he's one of the great geniuses of our time. His chips are 10 years ahead of anybody else's. And, you know, I meet with him all the time. It's a great American company. It's now the biggest company in the world. So what would you like to know? I mean, NVIDIA is really just a brilliant company. The chips are 10 years. The new Blackwell that just came out, it's 10 years ahead of every other chip. But there's nothing to meet with other than say, congratulations. But no, we don't give that chip to other people.
Are you meeting with the Syrian president?
We don't give that chip to other people.
Are you meeting with the Syrian president at the White House? Or did you invite him? The Syrian president? The Syrian president?
He may be coming. I don't know. I mean, he's working very hard. We took sanctions off of Syria to give them a chance at survival. And I hear he's doing a very good job. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to try and watch 60 Minutes, but I may be delayed. Let's see if they treat me better than they treat other people. Although, I do say this, they treated Kamala very well.
Are you going to watch it
In fact, they changed her answers.
You're going to watch it here, Mr. President?
I will try, but we may land just as it starts, right? It's very split second. But thank goodness for TiVo or something thereof, right? TiVo.
We're a big fan.
We love TiVo. We love TiVo. One of my favorite, one of the greatest inventions in history. And have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.